Hey YouTubers, Happy New Year. Today is Easter holiday and I felt like brewing, but then I realized I didn't have enough base malt. I only had a little bit more than half a kilo of Vienna malt, but that didn't stop me from willing to brew. So I thought that I needed to take some measures. The first one is obviously brew a small batch, but still, that wasn't enough. The idea of brewing a small batch really appeals to me. I feel some sort of nostalgia for the old equipment, so why not? But still, half a kilo won't do, so even adding some specialty grains, it's not enough for decent ABV. So I thought of this. I've used this syrup in one or two of my IPAs and the results were good, so I'm using this again. And also, even if I'm brewing a pale ale today, I'll be using some rolled oats. That is, well, I've used some rolled oats in some of my stouts, but not on a pale ale. So I quickly googled it, and apparently you can use up to 20% of rolled oats in light colored beers. Apparently it contributes to the silkiness of the beer. So initially I wasn't expecting or willing to record this because it's a crazy experiment and I'm not feeling really comfortable with the recipe, to be honest. What if the beer is good? And I've left no record of it. So I'm recording this, and if you're watching this, it means that the beer is good, or at least drinkable, because this will be a grain to glass video. And well, fingers crossed. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so everything is set up. These are the fermentables already in the very nostalgic brew bag. Here's the recipe, which you'll be able to find in the comment section below. And here we got the water already at semi-strike temperature, probably close to 45. It's going to be a decoction, so all the details are in the description, as I said. And here, the magic. First time for me trying Horizon as a aroma and flavor hop, and I'll be bittering it with some Magnum. So stay tuned. Alright, water is at the desired temperature. This is 45 degrees. I'll keep them at this temperature for 15 minutes. This is as I was saying, this is a decoction, so this is the protein rest. And after, I'll increase the temperature to 66 and then 77. Okay, 15 minutes have passed, and look at the color of this beauty. The smell, as always, is great. So it's time to raise the temperature to 66 degrees, at which it will be mashing for 45 minutes. It's very hazy. Probably due to the high proportion of oats. So probably this could give me some ideas for a New England IPA. Look at this, it's almost milky. Probably with the increase of the temperature this will change, but in any case we'll see. At this point I'm taking this as an experiment more than as a, as a brew. It's the less I've thought on a recipe. It was almost done in 5 minutes, so not expecting too much from it. But if I can drink it, I'll be happy with that. And now the last step is 20 minutes at 77 degrees. Still very hazy. Now it turned from milk to golden milk. Very, very hazy. I'm relying on the protafloc on this to have some clarity. But so far smelling really, really, really good. Time's up for the 77 mash phase. Sparge water on its way, and I'm gonna sparge just the regular way I always do. So I'll be back for the boil and first hop addition. Alright, start of the boil. Time to add 5 grams of Magnum for bittering, and in they go. Alright, 15 minutes before the end of the boil, time to add 5 grams of Horizon, quarter of a tablet of protafloc, and the syrup. Alright, so I'll keep adding this and the remaining, and I'll be back for the last hop addition at 0 minutes. 0 minutes, so it's time to turn off this little beauty. And the last hop addition is again 5 grams of Horizon, and it's time to cool down this thing and pitch the yeast. Time to pitch the yeast. This is the packet that came with the Green Gecko IPA. I'm gonna try it, and apparently this is sold in Amazon. And here it goes. Hey there, Retuvers. So this is the taste test of the beer you have just seen me brewing. Today was a very long day. Normally I don't do reviews at night, but today was a very long day and I just felt like I needed a beer, and why not? I would take the opportunity of also reviewing it and, you know, doing the thing. So this beer, let's get into the specifications. Let me get you a little closer. This way I don't have to shout. So, alright, so I forgot to post a picture of the original gravity, but it was 1047. And the final gravity, as you can see here in the picture, apart from the great clarity of this beer, it was 1013. So, according to Brewer's Friend's ABV calculator, this beer is let's make it rounded, 4.5% ABV. Now, as for the bottle conditioning time, it is now almost 5 months since I bottled it, so it's more than well conditioned. So, with that being said, and without further ado, let's crack it open and start reviewing. Okay, and here we go. I think it would be wise if I can give you a better angle with better illumination of the beer. So I'll just do that as soon as I finish pouring it. Okay, I'm gonna stop it here. Okay, so let's move it closer to the light source, and here you can see it. Very nice carbonation and great clarity as well, I might say. Super nice, well carbonated beer. Happy with that. I'm happy with the carbonation level. I'm also happy with the clarity and with the color overall. Nice head. It's long lasting. I guess CaraPils and the rolled oats did their job very well on this one. So let's give it a smell. Let's give it a sniff. It smells like malt. Just to recap, so my intention with this beer, apart from the mere fact of brewing, was to give it a go at Horizon hops. So this, since Magnum is quite clean and neutral, I would be able to know what Horizon hops tastes like. So for the time being, well, this wasn't dry hopped. I'm only smelling malt, and it's got, you know, like a very, very nice smell of low ABV beer, which is the case now. And I'm not picking any hops. So, cheers. Let's dive in. It's got a very nice mouthfeel. I'm guessing it's because of the specialty grains and the rolled oats. They said that rolled oats contribute to the silkiness of the beer. I'm getting a lot of that in this beer. Even if it's not a full-bodied beer, I would say it's a medium-bodied beer. Very, very nice and refreshing. But as from the hops, you know, these are supposed to taste like citrus and floral, according to the description they publish on the internet. But I'm not picking any floral or citrus notes. This has been chilled, so I will just give it a minute and then I'll try it again and see how it goes. From the malt side, it is very good. It's a very good beer. It's super well balanced, I might say, so I guess I just hit the spot on the bettering hops, and from the flavor side, very well balanced. So this is very easy to drink, and I'm loving it. Yeah, color is super good. Carbonation still going on. I guess it's, mainly because of the time it has been bottle conditioning. I guess beers need to have some sort of, proper time for them to condition well. I guess I've been too impatient earlier, but now I just have no choice. I don't have the time I used to have to brew, so consequently I'm spacing up a lot between brews and between drinking as well. And I've also slowed down the consumption rhythm, which was quite high a year ago, more or less. Yeah, it goes down quite well. It's got after the bitterness, there is a back taste that is sweet. I'm liking it. It's sort of when you drink a Pilsner, not a commercial one, I'm talking about the real thing. When you drink a Pilsner, normally you get that, sweetness at the end of of the taste. And I find it pleasant. And I guess it's because of the CaraPils, which always contributes to, that sort of residual sugar that is always nice and also contributes to the body of the beer. But I also guess it's because of the CaraAmber. It's very good. Again, I'm not picking any citrus notes or floral. As for the smell, this is, like pure malt. We could call this, if I had to put a finger on the style of this beer, which is a crazy experiment, I would say it is golden ale, probably. And I would definitely use the recipe to rebrew this in a proper scale. And but I guess I would dry hop it, or I would use different hops for flavor and aroma. Just as it is a very pleasant beer. I guess that any lager drinker would approve this. Any lager, fan would really like this beer, and I guess it's a very good way to bring some lager lovers to the ale territory. In fact, I'm going to do an experiment. I'm going to give this to my wife and my sister. They only love, lagers and light-colored beers. They're not on the hop side, if you know what I mean. And I guess they would really, really, really like this beer. Also, I'm impressed because the yeast I used for this is the yeast that came with the Green Gecko kit. And, the first thing that came up to my mind was avoid the use of that yeast, because with the exception of a few kits, the yeast that comes in kits is not very good. So I had this in the fridge for an experiment. This is the experiment. Very clean fermentation. Very clean. You can see it's got a lot of flocculation, which is evident with the clarity of the beer. So yeah, and it fermented quite down to 10-13, considering that there were a lot of specialty grains and rolled oats. So I guess that yeast is actually very good. But hey, I couldn't have known if I didn't give it a go. So yeah, this is the beer. I'm loving it. Definitely a nice light beer to drink in the weekdays, because today is a weekday. Tomorrow I gotta work. So yeah, you can have one of these and and don't regret it in the morning. So yeah, that's the review. Horizon hops, at least in my experience, they don't have any citrus or floral aroma or taste. We also have to consider that I didn't use a big amount because they're very high in alpha acids. So what I didn't want was to, overload the beer with those hops because it would have been too bitter. So well balanced, malty beer, super nice. Super happy with the result I got. And well, if you want to use the recipe as a base for ulterior hop additions, I think it's more than decent. I guess it's a very good base recipe from the malt side. You just have to work on the hop side. So yeah, I'll finish this. Thank you very much for watching. And as I always say, if you like what you see, like, and don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching. Cheers and nice experiments. Cheers and beers.